And so then I say to him, I'm not asking for a whole lot of fancy presents, but a little bit of jewelry would certainly be nice. Now, I don't expect miracles, but what's wrong with my asking for a necklace with a nice set of matching earrings and a ring or two? I'm telling you this, Gladys.
Miss Davies!
Gladys will call you back. Yes, Mr. Sawyer?
Is my next appointment here?
I'll see if he's in the waiting room. Anyone out there waiting for an appointment? Oh, you're the Santa fellow that Mr. Sawyer says is... Loved you in the parade. And you look so real, too. I bet you would bring me some jewelry if I asked you to. I'll tell Mr. Sawyer you're here. Wait just another minute.
Thank you. Hello. My name is Chris.
Oh, I know. My name is Alfred. I work in custodial services. That's a fancy word for janitor.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Alfred. What brings you here?
Well, Mr. Sawyer likes to chat with me after lunch. He says I'm a special
It's okay.
A special case?
Yeah, I come here and talk about anything that pops in my head, and then Mr. Sawyer tells me what it means. But I don't always like to hear what he says.
Such as?
Well, at Christmas time, I like to dress up as Santa Claus at the Y. You know, it's just so great to see the smiles on the kids' faces.
I know what you mean.
Well, anyway, Mr. Sawyer says that guys who dress up like Santa must have done something bad earlier in their lives. He calls it a guilt complex.
Alfred, what do you believe in more? The advice of your Mr. Sawyer, or the joy you give to those children?
Oh, well, if I had my way, I'd play Santa all year long. I mean, after all, Christmas isn't just a day. It's a frame of mind.
That's the spirit.
I want to play Santa all through the year. I want to bring a little comfort, spread a whole lot of cheer. It's time I lend a hand throughout this great big land. I really need to play Santa. By the light of summer sunshine and the crisp autumn chill. Come every spring, I'll do my thing to be good deal. Want to fill up all the stockings when and where I can. Hey, I may not drive a sleigh, but I can still be the man. I want to play Santa the whole year long. I want to see all children happy, help them grow big and strong. I can share this gift with you. Let's make some dreams come true. We really need to play Santa. We really need to play Santa. That's right.
I bet that Mr. Sawyer never felt this kind of spirit a day in his life.
Well, why don't you ask him?
You bet I'll ask him, and a few other questions as well. Share a gift from the heart, and let's do our part. We really need to play Santa. We really need to play Santa. Ho, 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 ho.
Chris, here's your chance to ask those questions. Hello, Mr. Sawyer.
Alfred, what are you doing lurking about?
I'm not lurking. I have an appointment.
Can't you see I'm busy? You'll have to come back later.
Well, actually, Mr. Sawyer, I'm not so sure I have to come back at all.
What?
Well, from now on, I think I'll be having my chats with Chris. Merry Christmas, Mr. Sawyer.
Mr. Kringle.
Mr. Sawyer, I came here fully expecting to be amused at the series of questions you were going to put me through.
Such as?
Such as, who was the first president? George Washington. How many fingers do you see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hand and eye coordination? It's as good as it can be. And who was Hannibal Hamlin? Oh, Abe Lincoln's first EP. Bet you didn't know that.
Yes. Well, quite frankly, Mr. Kringle...
I always pass these tests with flying colors. But, Mr. Sawyer, you have no business telling Alfred...
Any man who pretends to be Santa is...
far less dangerous than the man I see standing before me.
Now, see here, I'm an authority on these matters, and I'll...
Authority? I have a great respect for professional psychologists. But a retail executive who pretends to know about such things? Well, I'm afraid there's only one way to get through to the likes of you.
Chris, where are you going?
Oh...
Mr. Sawyer, what happened?
Unbelievable. He's too good to be true. What a hit! He knocked me out, Mrs. Walker.
America!